We are going to be learning about the blending modes in Photoshop to take two individual photos and blend them together to create one photo. And the end result, we're going to have one face with the hand or with the facial features showing through the hands. And so to get started, I'm just going to go and open up my images that I'm working with. Okay, so you'll see here that I have opened up my two images and currently they're in separate tabs. And so what I want to do is I want to move the picture of where the hands are covering the face, and I'm going to move them into this image here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up layering the one image on top of the other image. So to do that, I'm going to use the move tool. I'm just going to grab this image. I'm going to bring it in here like so. Okay, and so I want to line the two images up. So you can see I have two layers now over in my layers palette. And this is where you want to ensure that the one photo lines up perfectly with the other photo. So I'm actually just going to drop the opacity down on the top layer just so that I can line up the two photos. So essentially what you want to do is you want to arrange it to have the two photos one right on top of the other. Now for this photo, a tripod was used, but as you can see, the two photos do not line up perfectly. So you will see that my end result might not look as nice as what your result is, because essentially we would want something that looks more like as you see here, but the head doesn't sit quite right in this photo. So we've got like two peaks on the ball cap. Okay, so that's kind of what you want to do. So you want to make sure that the two photos line up perfectly. And so for me, for my perfect, it's going to be something like that. Okay, and then the next step is we are going to um, use the blending mode to kind of help blend the two photos together. So I'm actually going to turn the opacity back up on that top layer. So you want to make sure that the image with the hands covering the face is on that top layer. And then where it says normal here, you're going to just kind of scroll over until you find a blending mode that is suitable for your image. So I'm just kind of going over the different ones. Each one has sort of a different effect. I feel like the screen works well for me. Overlay also works not too bad. So do I like screen or do I like overlay? I think I'm going to go with the screen. Okay, so I'm going to choose screen for that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the color to be black and white. So at this point I can merge these two layers together. So I have the one layer selected. If you hold the shift key down and select the other layer like so, if you right click on it, you can choose merge layers like so. So now this is one image, and then I'm going to go up to image, adjustments, hue saturation, and I'm going to move the saturation slider all the way to the left, and that clears out any of the color from the photo like so. And then the last step will be to crop this image because as you can see we've got a lot of unused space. So I'm just going to crop the image. Like so. So here we have something like this. For me, I don't know. I think I might be able to like use a levels adjustment to darken it a little bit. We'll see what kind of dramatic effect I can get with that. Just gonna darken it just ever so slightly so it doesn't look so blown out. How does that look if I compare it? That looks a little bit better. And after that, you're just going to export as a JPEG. So File, Export, Export As, and then under Format, choose JPEG, Export. And that concludes this tutorial. Thanks for watching.